The first law of gold. Gold comes gladly and increasing quantity to any man who will put by not less than 1/10 of his earnings to create an estate for his future and that of his family. Any man who will put by 1/10 of his earnings consistently and invest it wisely will surely create a valuable estate that will provide an income for him in the future guarantee safety for his family in the case the gods call him to the world of darkness. This law always says that gold comes gladly to such a man. I can truly certify this with my own life. The more gold I accumulate, the more readily it comes to me and in increased quantities. The gold which I save earns more, even as yours will, and its earnings earn more, and that is the working of the first law.
The second law of gold. Gold laboreth diligently and contentedly for the wise owner who finds for it profitable employment, multiplying even as the flocks of the field. Gold indeed is a willing worker. It is ever eager to multiply when opportunity presents itself. To every man who hath a store of gold set by, opportunity comes for its most profitable uses. As the years pass, it multiplies itself in surprising fashion.
The third law of gold. Gold clings to the protection of the cautious owner who invests it under the advice of men wise in its handling. Gold indeed clings to the cautious owner even as it flees the careless owner. The man who seeks the advice of men wise in the handling of gold soon learns not to jeopardize his treasure, but to preserve in safety and to enjoy its contentment in its consistent increase. Let's read that again. The third law of gold. Gold clings to the protection of the cautious owner who invests it under the advice of men wise in its handling. Gold indeed clings to the cautious owner, even as it flees the careless owner. The man who seeks the advice of men wise in handling gold soon learns not to jeopardize his treasure, but to preserve in safety and to enjoy in contentment its consistent increase.
The fourth law of gold. Gold slippeth away from the man who invests it in business or purposes with which he is not familiar, or which are not approved by those skilled in its keep. To the man who hath gold, yet is not skilled in its handling, many uses for it appear most profitable. Too often these are fraught with danger of loss, and if properly analyzed by wise men, show small possibility of profit. Therefore, the inexperienced owner of gold who trusts to his own judgment and invests it in business or purpose with which he is not familiar, too often finds his judgment imperfect, and pays with his treasure for his inexperience. Wise indeed is he who investeth the treasures under the advice of men skilled in the ways of gold.
I'm going to read this one, and can you read the rest?
Okay.
The fifth law of gold. Gold flees the man who would force it to impossible earnings, or who follows the alluring advice of tricksters and schemers, or who trusts it to his own inexperience and romantic desires in investment. Fanciful propositions that thrill like adventure tales always come to the new owner of gold. These appear to endow his treasure with magic powers that will enable it to make impossible earnings. Yet heed ye the wise men, for verily they know the risk that lure behind every plan to make great wealth suddenly.
Forget not the rich men of Nineveh who would take no chance of losing their principal or tying it up in unprofitable investments. This ends my tale of 5 laws of gold. In telling it to thee, I have told the secrets of my own success. Yet they are not secrets, but truths which every man must first learn and then follow who wishes to step out of the multitude that, like yon wild dogs, must worry each day for food to eat. Tomorrow we enter Babylon. Look, see the fire that burns eternal above the temple of Baal? We are already in sight of the golden city. Tomorrow each of these shall have gold, the gold thou hast so well earned by faithful service. 10 years from this night, what can you tell about this gold? If there be men among you who, like Nomasir, would use a portion of their gold to start for themselves an estate, and be thenceforth wisely guided by the wisdom of Arkad, 10 years from now, 'tis a safe wager, like the son of Arkad, they will be rich and respected among men. Our wise acts accompany us through life to please us and to help us, just as surely as our unwise acts follow us to plague and torment us. Alas, they cannot be forgotten. In the front rank of the torments that do follow us are the memories of the things we should have done, of the opportunities which came to us and we took not. Rich are the treasures of Babylon, so rich no man can count their value in pieces of gold. Each year they grow richer and more valuable. Like the treasures of every land, as a reward, a rich reward awaiteth those men of purpose who determine to secure their just share. In the strength of thy own desires is a magic power. Guide this power with thy knowledge of the 5 laws of gold, and thou shalt share the treasures of Babylon.